Hey guys, it's Katherine. I'm a certified law of assumption coach here with Create Your Future, and today I want to talk with you all about the importance of letting go of the importance of other people's opinions about what you are saying, doing, thinking, feeling, and so on. But first, I do want to mention that we're running a contest, and you can find the details for that in the description below, as well as information about our MailChimp email services that will notify you, for example, when I have a new intention track available, or there's a sale, or anything going on with Create Your Future. And also, I do want to mention that if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, you can find that below as well as follow the link and you can find those intention tracks. Okay, so guys, I see so many clients who come to me and they are worried that they've been having thoughts that have derailed their progress. And so thoughts like, oh, I don't think my manifestation is working. I had a negative thought yesterday and I'm so worried that it's going to manifest. Guys, if you give that thought power and you prioritize and put that thought up on the pedestal above all of the other amazing thoughts that you've been having, then that can happen. Don't give your negative thoughts power. And the thing is once you start focusing on it and you're spiraling and you're worried about it, what happens is that now you've created a very real likelihood that things could go wrong because you've been focusing on it and worrying about it. Remember, your feelings can also manifest. And the reason I say this is because the feelings that you're having of worry, fear of disappointment are associated with your thoughts. So if you're having thoughts associated with that fear of disappointment, like, what if I do all of this work and I don't get what I've been intending for? What if I do all of this work and I'm really disappointed and I'm let down? Guys, then that's what's going to happen. Because you're focusing on it and you're fixating on it and you're not focusing instead on the best possible outcome. That's why it's important to live in the state of the wish fulfilled. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect at this. I know I certainly am not. I tend to react. And I tend to have those negative thoughts and sometimes. But the thing is I've trained myself to know that if I'm having those negative thoughts, I say, I can't mess anything up no matter what. And if I have those negative thoughts, I'm like, well, good thing that's not going to happen because I always get exactly what I want no matter what. You are in complete and total control. And I intend that you become fully aware of how much control that you really have had this whole time. Seriously, I feel like sometimes if we were to really fully know what we were capable of, we might self-combust. But I mean, those people that become enlightened and they're fully aware, they do those things that we refer to as miracles because they've realized that nothing here is actually real. It's all just in your mind anyway. So it's in your head the same way that your dreams are in your head. Exact same way. So I want to talk too about people's opinions. Everyone is you pushed out. And so when you start to hold yourself captive to the opinions of others around you, you're holding yourself back. And remember, it's just you pushed out in the first place. I used to worry a lot about what others would think of me. And I let my worry of what others would think hold me back from doing things because I was more concerned with what others thought than what I thought about myself. And I look back on that and I mean, I'm thankful that I am where I am now. And I believe if I hadn't had those experiences and those limiting beliefs, then I wouldn't be able to recognize and help them in others. And so in that sense, I am grateful for it. But I remember how stifling it felt all the time to constantly put what I wanted to do or what I wanted to say or think up against other people's moral compasses. I developed a strong sense of entitlement. And entitlement to my authority over what happens in my life. I no longer accept others' moral codes as being ones that have any effect or bearing on me. I decide what's right for me. Nobody else does. Nobody else has the right to. I had an ex who used to, out of the blue, actually I had two. I actually had three. See? Wow. Okay, so there was people, multiple people that I would really worry about what they would think. And I allowed their criticism of me to control what I would wear, what I would eat, what I would watch, what I would listen to. And I remember one day I was just having a conversation about the weather, and this guy that I was with just out of the blue just lit into me and started criticizing me. I don't even remember what it was for. It was something completely stupid. And I thought, I'm not going to feed into this. So I just stayed quiet, and then I changed the subject. And he said, oh, I see how you are. You've shown me your true colors. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you don't accept criticism very well. And I said, does anybody enjoy sitting around and being criticized while they were just talking about the weather? No. Right? And then that in itself he was criticizing me for, and that's when I realized, why in the heck do I care what he thinks? Right? Why? It was my care about what he would think that was allowing that to happen in the first place. And so I started doing whatever I wanted and not worrying about what he was going to say about it or what criticisms he would be able to come up with. Remember, if people can say something to you, it's either because you're already thinking about yourself, or you've created the possibility that they can say it to you, even if you don't believe it's true. You know, thoughts like, oh, I hope they don't say this, you know, or something like that. That can manifest. You know, I always just kind of assumed that I was really good in court situations, and it wasn't until I learned about the law that I realized why. And I'm not saying I've been in trouble with the law a lot. I have a few times. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But I got everything dismissed. And I've, you know, been involved with custody situations with my girl's father. And the only time I have ever used a lawyer was to draw up those custody papers and process my first divorce, which was from him. Everything else I have always done on my own. And I've always won. Actually, no, wait, that's a lie. I think there's one time I didn't technically get a ticket dropped, but that I got defensive driving. But I mean, yeah, but that's it. So every other time I've won, and it's because I had this sense of entitlement, and I just had this belief built in that the judge was just going to love me and do whatever I asked. And also that I was in the right for whatever I asked. And so every time I would go, I would get exactly what I wanted. My final custody case for my girls took 5 minutes, and I got sole legal and physical custody with the ability to decide if they even contacted their father at all. And trust me when I say there's a lot of story behind that. I'm not going to get into it here, but they're much better off. And I've seen clients, and I've also known people over the years who were in serious situations with the other parent of their child, and that other parent was abusive, doing all sorts of awful things. And that parent, though, did not have that same sense of entitlement that I did. And so even though they would have a lawyer and they would go to court, the judge wouldn't listen to them. The judge wouldn't give them what they were asking for. And, you know, it's because they didn't have the sense of entitlement. They were worried, oh, but what if, right? Or, for example, oh, but, you know, what if people are going to think that, you know, I'm just trying to keep all the custody to myself or something, even though it was a serious situation and the child really did not ever need to be around that parent again. That and the fact that they believed it was up to the judge what happened. Guys, it's not up to the judge. It's up to you. You know, when you have that sense of entitlement, that's what's going to get you places. That sense of entitlement, and I will say authority. When I go to court, I am the judge. I'm the opposing attorney. I'm my own attorney. I'm everybody in there, and everybody in there is on my side and gives me exactly what I want. I mean, it's just that simple. Don't live your life thinking that other people outside of you have the ability to tell you what's right for your life. They don't. They have no authority or right to do that. I get really, I get annoyed. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I get annoyed when I look around and I see how many ridiculous laws there are. Like, for example, the amount of hoops they want for me to jump through to install a chicken coop on my own property in my own backyard. Like, they want me to get a building permit and have someone come out and inspect it. There's like 300 people in my town. You know, so, I mean, I've got my chicken coop up. They're not going to be coming out and inspecting it. I mean, I just decided, like, I don't need to be given permission to have chickens on my own property. Guys, look around. And when you see how much is out there, for example, like, we're being judged on our grades, credit score. Are we good enough to own our own home? Are we good enough to be able to get a decent loan on a vehicle? Are we good enough to go to college? All of these external opinions, guys. And the thing is, when we feed into that and we start to believe that that's something that that we need to abide by, like other people's opinions of our life, whether or not we are worthy of having a house or even getting a loan on a house, like that to me is, you know, we got to step away from that, guys. You are the only person in your life with the authority to decide what happens. Nobody else. And I mean, I guess it's hard to see because I have been there myself. And for many years, I did everything exactly as others told me to do, even if I didn't feel it was right for me. Because I thought that others knew best for me. And so I put my well-being in the hands of people outside of myself. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't go very well for me. You know, I mean, on the flip side, however, you know, I like to intend that the world is on my side, because really, you know, if the world, the universe, that's all me pushed out anyway, of course I want everything to be on my side, and of course I want everybody to mean well. And so that also makes a huge difference. But stop relying on external circumstances and others to tell you what's right for you and what's best for you. That's just, I mean, that's it. You know, it's kind of like watching the weather. I don't like to check the weather because it's really just going to reflect my expectations anyway, right? And my thoughts. So I've learned to determine what will the weather be like and speak that into existence. Do I want rain? Yeah. You know, where I live, it's extremely dry and hot part of the year, and when I moved here, it didn't snow. And I really missed, you know, where I came from, back up in Virginia, where we would get snow. And it was beautiful all 4 seasons, and I didn't get that down here, and I also didn't get fall. It was like where I lived, the leaves would just give up and drop off the trees and die. They didn't turn color. And so after a few years, when I started to learn about the law of assumption, I changed that. And so now I get a fall season here, and I get snow. I mean, we've had, I think the last 2 years in a row, a significant amount of snow for where I'm at, like a foot. I would call that significant, considering we didn't used to get it. And, you know, the leaves change color, and we get that nice fall experience. And so I'm not going to allow external circumstances to tell me what my experience will be. You know, listen to what you would like to experience and then speak that into existence. I thought, oh, well, since, you know, where I live, it never does that, and, you know, it doesn't snow here, we don't get fall here. I went along with that for a while until I realized what was happening. You determine what's going to happen in your world and what you will experience, nobody else. And when it appears like other people are, that's because you've given these external circumstances and these people outside of yourself authority, when really it's just about, what do you want? Please don't allow other people to dictate how you live your life. Same thing with, like, let's say you get a traffic ticket. Let's say you get pulled over, okay? What are your thoughts when you see those lights? Are they, oh man, I'm going to have to pay a ticket now. Oh, maybe they'll let me do defensive driving. How much is this going to cost? I can't believe it's happening again. Oh, and you're frustrated before the officer even gets to your car? Or When you see the lights, are you mentally thanking him for just giving you a warning and sending you on your way, telling you to have a great day? Because that's what I do now. And I only get warnings now. But I used to get tickets. Because I was already mentally reacting before my car even came to a full stop. I was already planning ahead for the worst outcome, preparing myself for disappointment, and that's what I would get. I mean, just it's amazing what happens when you change the role from a negative one to a positive one for somebody. You know, when you see, for example, let's say, you know, you're going to court. When you go to court and you see that judge, in your mind, intend that that judge is there to play the part of getting you what you want. They're there to agree with your point of view. They're just there to help you bring what you've been working on into your 3D. That's the role that they're playing. So, again, I'm going to say this again. I'm sorry if it's getting annoying. I just really want you to understand this. Please stop expecting people outside of you to determine the answers to your questions. If you have a question, you decide what the answer is. That's why so many times I'll have clients who will like say, well, I went and I had the relationship talk with SP because I didn't know what he or she wanted. And so I went and I asked them, you know, what are we? And they said, oh, well, I don't know. And the reason they said that is because you hadn't decided the answer and you didn't know what they thought. And so they reflect that back to you. It's a very clear, direct reflection. I see this all the time, guys. Seriously, if you could only see what I see, it would be like imprinted on your mind, like it is mine at this point. So, let's say you want to ask your boss for a raise, okay? But you don't know what they're going to say. What do you need to do to make sure that you're going to get the raise? First off, feel entitled to it because it's your universe. You are entitled to making as much money as you want. It does not matter if you're not a perfect employee. It doesn't matter if you haven't done a perfect job. Okay? Are you entitled to it? Yes, you are. That's always the answer. Yes, you are. Okay, so decide that your boss is more than happy to give you that raise, that they want to pay you whatever you ask. That's one of those intentions I'll give people in that situation is, my boss is always happy paying me whatever I ask. My boss loves to give me raises. I'll have to do a video sometime on this because there's so many stories of clients that have used this intention and like, their boss will just come up and give them a raise and they haven't even asked for it. Like, it's such, guys, this world is such a clear, like, direct reflection of our thoughts. It's amazing to me. So, decide the answer to your questions. And I intend that this helps you guys. I want to mention, okay, while I'm on the topic with this video, I do have a new intention track available, and it's called Katherine's Intentions for Stepping into Your Power. And you can find that same place you go on the website to book a session with me. It should be on that same page. And so if you go, look there, same places you would book, it's either down below or up above where you would book with me. But yeah, it's there. And it's full of intentions for what we've been talking about here, stepping outside the importance of other people's opinions, stepping into your true authority and entitlement to have exactly what you want. Intentions for boosting, your perception of your power, for showing you what you are capable of creating, for giving you faith within yourself. Intentions for you to feel your intentions are working already and believe that they're working. This is also a really good track to listen to if you're having a bad day, you feel out of control, you're discouraged with what you've been manifesting. I would like to say this is like a faith boosting track. So I'm really happy with it. I love how it turned out. I really believe in these intentions and I have seen them work in my life and the lives of my clients. And so I intend that you will get the same, if not better, success than we've had from this track. And with that, I want to say I appreciate you guys so much, and I love all of you, and I really do enjoy those lovely success stories you send in, and your comments and your feedback is all so appreciated, and I value it. And yeah, so I intend that you get everything you've ever wanted and more, and that y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.